All right, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. Today we got some more stuff from what I assume is the Pathfinder version of, science fiction role-playing game. So this is, of course, Starfinder from Paizo or whatever you want to call it. Pretty thick, chunky book here. It's haven't really looked at this one yet, but it follows the same sort of deal as any of the third edition, fourth edition Dungeons and Dragons type games where you have levels and armor class and roll a 20-sider type of thing. Races, classes, and, themes. I'm not sure if that's I haven't kept up on stuff, but, you pick your race, then you pick your theme, then you pick your class. Guess it's kind of sort of a lifestyle, theme. Maybe they weren't allowed to say lifestyle, but whatever. But for races, you got your typical humans, your androids, your rat folk, your reptilians, your insects, telepathic and charismatic Lashunta four-armed race from a distant desert world, the Kasatha. Then you got your, something about resolve points, home worlds, basic stuff. As usual, the ability scores that's strength, dexterity, constitution, intuition, wisdom, and charisma, of course. Start with a score of 10 in each ability, subtract points for race, add points, so, roll your own. Optional method, rolling ability scores, which is the usual roll, and then, assign or, just whatever. And you got your alignments, typical alignments, Dungeons and Dragons style alignments, what levels you go up to, character levels 1 to 20, ability increases, retraining, you can go back and, I guess pick another class. And you got a whole thing about the themes or lifestyles, ace pilot, bounty hunters, icons, mercenaries, xenoseekers, spacefarer, scholar, priest, and people without a theme. I guess it's a way of, giving you abilities. First, 6th, 12th, and 18th to get new abilities. Races, they go through all the various races that you can be. Of course, the dungeon master or the games master can, of course, create his own type of races, which, is always one of those things that is highly encouraged. All the races are humanoids of some sort. Nothing stopping you from being a mystic blob, though, for your class. Envoys, charisma, mechanic with intelligence, mystics, wisdom, operatives, probably your thief type. Solarian, kind of sort of like a paladin who can, create a weapon or suit of armor from a mote of stellar energy. Soldiers and technomancers. So connections between technology and magic. Yes, there is magic. So then it gives you, looks like it gives you some ideas of, classes. So envoy build, ambassador, military officer, negotiator, scoundrels. So I guess it's kind of sort of the same sort of thing. I guess mystic is more of a, psychic or psionicist or something like that. Page 105, still on classes and things like that, and themes and how they apply to each of the classes. Archetypes. There's another, looks like and then it goes into the skills, of course, this being 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition type thing. There's a lot more skills instead of just being a fighter and you know how to fight. And, you know, the themes kind of came out in 2nd edition, right? AD&D, you know, the 2nd edition. Feats, of course, you know, are abilities that you learn instead of skills that you learn. I never could figure out what the difference was supposed to be. Abilities, you know, abilities, skills, things like that, and feats all seem the same to me, but hey, you know, let me know in the comments. What's the difference? And of course, it wouldn't be, you know, a typical science fiction role-playing game without a ton of equipment and futuristic equipment and weapons, armor, all sorts of different kinds of armor, backup generators. Gotta need those during a hurricane. Thing about computers, it's always funny reading about computers in those old, you know, like Traveler, the computers could only do like one thing at a time, you know, type thing. And you had to unload that program and load another program in order for it to work. As compared to what you do right now on your cell phone, you know. Tactical rules, all about combat, how combat works. Okay, so maneuvers, full actions, taking damage, combat modifiers, movement, like I said, bonuses and penalties, lots of stuff to read. Page 272, still on, you know, basically game system here. A whole chart of conditions: nauseated, helpless, grappled, flat-footed, sickened, stable, unconscious. Vehicle tactical rules, piloting vehicles and things like that. A little, looks like a Car Wars type chart here. Sample vehicle chase. I don't know if that needs to be rolled for. I mean, that can easily be role played. In the spaceships and space travel, building starships, you know, it's you're basically, your vehicle appears to be some sort of, you know, just another character that you know, build. Other systems, armor and course and expansion bays and sensors and weapons and shields. And you got a whole bunch of different, looks like a bunch of enemy ships, Eoxian ship styles, Sathan ship styles, Pact World ship styles. Then you got a whole bunch of starship combat rules, teleportations. In chapter 10 is magic and spells. You know, of course, you're probably going to spend a large portion of this entire chapter explaining what the spells do. They fit into the schools of thought for D&D, you know, abjuration, divination, conjuration, evocation, illusions, transmutations. Let's see, what else? Yeah, tons. Then, to go along with the last Pathfinder thing we got, chapter 11 is game mastering, building the encounter, designing encounters, gaining experience, how to handle situations. Of course, all depends on the game master. So, secret societies and how much damage walls can take and different materials can take. Traps. Trash compactor trap. Wouldn't be a science fiction role-playing game without the infamous trash compactor trap. And you got 12 is the setting, is discovering new worlds and meeting unknown cultures. And apparently set in the packed worlds, and gives you a whole bunch of information about that. The Sun, Castrovel, Akiton, Idari, Triaxis, the Wanderer. Let's see, we got some information about different monsters and NPCs and other races that exist. The Great Beyond. Factions and organizations. Outlaw coalitions, ecological guardians, blah, blah. Faith and religion. You got some stuff about your deities and sex and things like that. Threats. The bad guys, I imagine, or the good guys who just seem like they're a threat. Legacy conversion takes place far removed from Golarion in the Pathfinder RPG setting, but that means you don't have to leave everything behind. So basically this section describes the differences between Pathfinder and stuff like that, but you can add in your elves and your dwarves and presumably your halflings. Half-elves, gnomes. There's the halflings, half-orcs. And you got a glossary at the end. Obviously, if you're experienced with D&D and stuff, this game system should be pretty easy to adapt to, I would imagine. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Just a quick look at, well, maybe not quick, 12-minute look at Starfinder from the Pathfinder universe, made by the same folks. And like I said, quite a big chunk of read, so you can probably spend quite a few hours going through the rule book and learning the system. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.